Welcome back to This Is Now, Parenting Teens Today. I'm Tiffany Dogie, President and CEO of Children's Harbor. And if you haven't heard, we are the podcast that is dedicated to helping parents raise their teenagers without losing their ever-loving mind. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. We are sitting down with Miami Dolphins fullback Alec Ingold, and not to talk about football. We're here to talk about mindset because Alec's story is way more than the game that he's known for playing. It's about grit, it's about resilience, it's about purpose, from being adopted as an infant to becoming one of the NFL's most respected players, both on and off the field. So today, joining me is our co-host, Shelly. Shelly, how old are you?
16.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the hot seat first.
Okay.
When someone says the word mindset, what does that mean to you?
So when I hear the word mindset, I think of people's approach towards the world, how they deal with situations, whether it's a success or a failure, how they put their attitude towards it.
I think we're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
Great job,
we
Shelly.
can go home. Good job. Good job.
you.
That's
All right.
deep.
I know. That was really good. Alec, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. You're known for your discipline, but we're going to start easy on you. All right. What's something about you that surprises people when they meet you?
I don't know. I think normally I'm a little shorter, not as big as people think when they think NFL fullback. So I think smaller in stature is the first. Like you see me at Whole Foods shopping or whatever, and people come up to me and be like, "Oh,
They
are
do
you
not
Alec
say
Ingold?"
that to you. They actually say you look smaller.
Yeah." They're like, "Oh, I thought you would have been bigger. You look bigger on TV."
Oh my God.
You know, that type of thing.
Oh.
So I think the pads, maybe the cleats, the helmet kind of add maybe 15 pounds. Is that what they say TV does? So, no, I think it's that's probably one of the more surprising things. I try and be really consistent with what I put out there on social media. So I feel like my personality, my story, I've been pretty vulnerable from the start. I don't think that catches people off guard anymore. It's definitely like the size, the stature, all of the physical attributes, I would say.
Interesting.
Yeah.
When you were a teenager, who was the most influential person in your life?
I was a teenager. So I'm thinking like high school age, right? Like
Yeah.
sophomore, junior high school.
Yeah.
I mean, the most influence I got is probably around the people. I think about that picture of like the pencils and like they're all
Yeah.
like really dull, and then there's the one sharp one. It's like you are who you become, or you
Yeah.
know, like
Like who
that
you're
type
like.
of deal. So I was definitely influenced quite a bit by friends, family. You know, my heroes growing up were always like NFL football players. That's who I wanted to become. But I definitely was influenced by great teachers, great coaches, great parenting, mentors in the community. I was definitely a sponge. I was very curious growing up. Like I would ask a lot of questions. I loved to learn. I was kind of a nerd growing up, and I still am a little bit. I found that back again. But no, I think I found a lot of really good influence from like the village, the community that I grew up in.
Cool. Now I have to ask you, what was your favorite? You said you were a geek. You were a nerd?
Yeah.
For what topic?
I was a big math guy. So like
Oh.
AP Calc.
No.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So we had really like gifted and talented program growing up. Like my grade was really smart, really athletic. And I was in, that crew of like the gifted and talented all the way through. And we were the first group in like our area, our school, to go through AP Calc as a junior. So you go through Calc AB and you go through Calc BC. So I take the AP tests and I don't test out of like once I get to college. So my freshman year of college, I took calculus for like the third time, and I finally got like a 99% on it because it was like my third time learning all the information. But yeah, derivatives, that's my jam.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that.
So I know you said that you kind of are really good with like the knowledge and like math, stuff like that. But if you had to describe yourself like of how you were in high school, would you say you were more of a class clown, more of a quiet kid, or more of an overachiever?
That's a good question. I saw a quote the other day, and not to get too deep on you, Shelly, but like it was talking about like having the courage to like go all in. And when
Yeah.
you're in middle school or high school, the cool kids were always the kids that were like maybe jogging, laughing things off, not really trying very hard. Like that was a cool thing to do, right? And that's just another way of like kind of dealing with your insecurities and kind of shying away from truly trying. Because if you fail, then what does that say about you, right?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, I feel like I wasn't as consistent growing up with, you couldn't label me as a class clown or a try-hard or a nerd or whatever. It was like whatever that situation required from me.
Yeah, you were
Right.
just doing your own thing.
So if I was with my friends, I'd be goofy, and we had making videos and like doing all this fun stuff and like just going to Walmart, diving in like ball pits, you're having fun there. But calculus class, like I'm nerding out, right? Like I'm trying really hard. Gym class, maybe I'm cooling, not trying really. I don't want to sweat. Going to my next class. Football, weight room, like I'm trying, being a leader, being more vocal there. So I think it was really where my feet were at kind of determined maybe what label you could have put on me.
Very good. Did you ever feel pressure to be someone before you really knew who you were?
Ooh, yeah, for sure. I think that goes back to the adoption thing Tiffany brought up. Like I looked a little different than everybody else. So I knew from the jump, like visually, I was a little different than everybody else, right? And I think it almost freed me up to blaze my own trail, try my own things, say like, okay, I don't have to be put in this specific box. Like I can truly try in school or in football or in wrestling or in baseball. And I think I put a lot of pressure on myself to be a perfectionist. Like I needed to be perfect all the time. I needed to be accepted, validated, coached hard, but then like the results and the rewards, whether it was all conference, all state, like all of those things added value to who I was or what I was trying to become. So I put a lot of pressure on myself to be perfect, try and get A's, try and be all world everything. And I think that's where you kind of lose yourself, because when the results don't come, you're not successful. You fall short. Then who are you? Right? And I was putting a lot of my identity into what I was achieving, not who I was becoming. So thankfully, through, just a little bit of sports psychology and, therapy and everything you have to go through, over time you realize all of those things are very motivating for you. And you're allowed to, along the way, kind of figure out who you are. But I always had pressure to become somebody or something from the jump.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, that was a really great answer. You're like, that was really...
I appreciate that, Tim. I do this mindset thing, man. This ain't a hobby. I love it.
So you do. You talk a lot about mindset. But how do you explain it to a 16-year-old? I'm sure you have to explain it to a lot of different audiences, but when you're trying to explain it to a teenager...
What is mindset?
What is mindset?
Growing up, you play the game of like continuing to ask the question why. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, we're going to have this for dinner. Well, why? It's like, well, because I said so.
Well, why?
Yeah, right. It's that, take the chicken out before I get home so we're ready to cook. Why? And it's like continually asking yourself why. Once you get to the very root of why you think the way you think, I think that's what your mindset is.
Right. That's a very good way to interpret it. I never thought of it that way.
You get to the core of how you think, why you think the thoughts that you have, and then training it's a skill, right? Like you can determine and strengthen your mindset or frame your perspective based upon what you want to achieve or who you want to become. So I think you can extrapolate it all the way down, like why? Why do I think the way I think? How am I thinking? And what do I want to achieve? Okay, let me take all those pieces of the puzzle and let me come up with a mindset that can be consistent so that the highs and lows of life aren't going to throw me off of how I'm approaching the day-to-day, just like you said at the very beginning, Shelley.
How do you, when you're coaching or you're mentoring a teenager, because I mean, you deal with a lot of comparison. Like you are in the public eye, so you're getting just as much criticism as you are getting praise. Mm-hmm. How, when you're coaching a teenager, do you train your mind to stay focused on your own lane when the noise gets really, really loud around you?
Noise. That's like my word of the year. I feel like it's been a very noisy year, season for me and a lot of the guys on the Dolphins.
Because you're captain, right? That's
captain,
a voted position?
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a leadership position.
You got to lead, and it's a responsibility I don't take lightly. The way that I mentor or coach or train up dealing with noise, I break it into those 3 buckets we were just talking about with mindset, your why, the what you're trying to accomplish, and then your how. So the what is like a goal sheet, right? Everyone has a goal sheet. This New Year's resolution, I'm going to do these 10 things. This is what I want to do in the year 2025. And it's like, those are the whats. A lot of life can happen in a year to throw you off course from accomplishing those goals. Now, if you see it frequently, great. Like, you can have those constant reminders, but at the end of the day, a lot of things are out of your control, right? So when things are getting shaky, adversity starts to hit, you say, okay, control the controllables, control your daily action. That's how you do things, right? So how am I going to wake up every single morning? Am I going to hit the snooze alarm? Am I going to eat a good breakfast? Making sure that you're controlling the controllables, being intentional and deliberate. That'll give you a really, really good chance to be consistent to accomplish your what. But at the end of the day, it's your why. Why do you do what you do? Why do you work so hard? Why do you care so much? Why do you want to be a great human being? And when you can define a purpose statement, a few words, maybe a little sentence that truly epitomizes your essence, who you are, why you do things the way you do them, that really helps solidify your why, the what, and the how. And to answer the question, dealing with noise, does the what really matter? What you accomplished during a year? What goals you set out for? What actually happens? What people say? What people think about you? What the opinions are? Does that really matter? If your why is solidified and you're controlling your how, the what will take care of itself. And all of a sudden, you don't really care what people have to say. You don't really care what the noise is because you're showing up consistently and you have a predetermined why. The what will take care of itself.
Now you have to know your statement. Do you feel comfortable telling us your statement? You don't have to.
Yeah. No, my
just
purpose
gonna tell
statement.
us.
Yeah. My purpose statement is to inspire belief. 2 words, inspire belief. I want to inspire others to believe in the best version of themselves. Because at the end of the day, my weakness that I had to work through was I would self-sabotage when the what wasn't happening for me.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
And I put my identity on all these external things that I couldn't control. When that got shaky, I would almost like, okay, let me eat those cheeseburgers because like I don't really have to, whatever. I'm gonna build in some of these excuses to protect my ego and say it was because of my diet, it was because of that adversity, it was because of that referee, it was because of whatever that I didn't accomplish what I set out to, and it wasn't. I just wasn't good enough. All right, so that's how I protected my ego. So my purpose statement, to inspire belief. I want others to believe in the best version of themselves, to find that purpose, to chase it, to go all in, to not be afraid of failing, and to continue to grow and improve so that at the end of the day, you're seeing what your potential is. Like, don't be afraid of that. Like, let's go see where that ceiling's at.
Yeah.
And if we can all do that collectively, man, how great of a team can we be? How great of a world can we be in? How great of a community can we be a part of? So
I love that it has nothing to do with football.
no, it's inspire belief. But I can do that on the football field.
Yeah.
I can do it on Sundays.
Yeah.
I can do it in the community. I can do it at Children's Harbor. I can do it in this podcast studio right now.
Yeah.
It's transformative. It isn't one place. You know, if people can believe in a random kid from Green Bay, Wisconsin that was adopted that can be the best in the world at what he does, maybe I can do that too. That's purpose.
Yeah.
That's meaningful. And so that's my purpose statement.
That's phenomenal. So I'm going to interrupt you. Were you a Favre fan?
I was
You
a
just said Green Bay.
Favre. I was
You
a
just said Green
Favre
Bay.
and a Rodgers fan growing up. That was my era.
He's not
of-
going to choose one. My husband is a diehard Favre fan.
Yeah.
Like it was just, sorry. All right. We
He had so
digress.
much
We
fun.
digress. Go ahead.
Okay, so when you have a bad game or even just a bad day, what do you tell yourself?
So I'm not a big like affirmations person.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna sit in the mirror and like tell myself how great I am. Right.
I don't believe in it
beautiful,
either.
I'm kind.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
I'm-
pointless.
Well,
It's
I mean, it works for some people, but it doesn't work for me.
yeah.
Straight up, it doesn't work for me. So, the thing I do is I find reset buttons. So if you see me mess up on a football field, I'm gonna tell you all a secret. If I mess up, I clap my hands. I'm like, God, I should have blocked that guy, right? So if you're watching any game on Sunday, you see number 30
thinks he
clapping his
messed
hand.
up.
I think I messed up. But that moment kind of grounds me to present. What can I do now? What can I do next? I can't change what happened, but I can learn from it and I can improve. So if I have a bad game, a bad day, bad moment, I try and find my reset button to get me back to the present moment so I don't let one turn into two.
Oh.
I don't
Right.
let one bad day turn into 2 bad days. I don't want to let one bad week turn into 2 bad weeks. So finding reset buttons in the moment, a bad 15 minutes of your day can be 15 minutes. It doesn't have to be your entire day.
Right.
So finding reset buttons for me, I think it helps present, ground me, and get back to that why, the what, and the how.
Right. I feel like that's a really good way of like handling the situation. Sometimes when I have a bad performance, because I do competition dance, I just have to think of the fact that I'm competing in another dance in 10 minutes.
Yep.
I have to forget about that bad performance and know that I'm going to do it again and it's going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Just have to keep moving on, you know?
100%. You can learn from it, but maybe if you have another dance in 10 minutes, it's not time to like do a real deep reflection period. Like it's time to just go compete and let it loose and have some fun, right?
Yeah. When motivation disappears and discipline has to take over, what do you do? Like
You just don't want to do it.
Like you don't want to go, but you know you have to be there for your team. What do you do?
Emotions are a funny thing because motivation is an emotion. I feel really motivated today to do great. Awesome, let's use it. Okay, it's gone. Now what? Do it scared, do it afraid, do it anxious, do it tired, do it happy, do it sad. Just do it, right?
Do it
Like
angry.
the whole, do it angry. Whatever the emotion is, separating that from the job at hand is extremely important to me. Like compartmentalize how I'm feeling. It's great to maybe check in with yourself and check in with those emotions so you're being real with yourself. But at the end of the day, if you have to go do something, like that's a responsibility, the accountability. Doing it when you don't feel great, doing it when you don't want to, working out when you're super tired, but then you feel really good right afterwards because you did it anyways.
Yeah.
Like those are the tricks of the trade with your mindset. So how do I talk to myself through it? Like, all right, I'm tired or I'm feeling sad or whatever that is. Do it anyways. Do it sad. Do it afraid.
One of my favorite teachers ever is Stephen Furtick. I'm not sure if you follow him. He's from Elevation Church. And one of the quotes that has really stuck with me is feelings come, but they don't come first. And he did a whole series. He just finished it on mindset and the loop that we tell ourselves. But feelings come, but they don't come first. And that whole concept of do it anyway.
Yeah.
Do it scared, do it. Love that. Love that.
On the topic of feelings, do you ever get nervous before a game? And if you do, how do you push through it?
I used to. I think I'm going into my 100th NFL game coming up this week.
Wow.
So I've had enough reps where I know if I'm feeling nervous, it probably means I didn't prepare the week prior. I probably didn't do everything I needed to do so that I was ready to execute.
You do not get nervous when you go out and you go into those great big stadiums and you're just surrounded. There's no nerves at all if you're prepared.
If you're prepared, if you do the work, if you trust yourself, if you trust the people next to you, nerves go away pretty quickly. And, some people deal with nerves or, stage fright or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But if you're truly prepared and you get into that moment, like, first off, feelings
come.
Feelings come, they don't come first.
They don't come first.
Another phrase that's kind of stuck with me is everyone has those thoughts, those nervous thoughts, those anxious thoughts. But what's your thought after the thought? You can't control that first thought of being nervous. Like no one wants to be nervous, but you have control over your second thought, your response. And in that moment, you can decide to trust your training, trust your preparation, maybe have a conversation with somebody, talk it out. I think that's where, at the end of the day, like if you're feeling nervous, that's your literal nervous system amplifying up because it's important to you and it matters to you. So like if you feel like jittery or you kind of itchy or whatever that nerve kind of manifests itself into, that's your body saying you're ready to go. Like this matters to you. Great. So it's all about that response and controlling that second thought and saying, let's go.
I'm going to ask a question now because you've been really, really open about not being drafted when you thought you should have been selected, switching positions, proving yourself over and over again. And that's a lot of rejection for someone who's so young. How do you make sense of it? What did it teach you about yourself, those moments?
Well, first off, there's this cool app on my iPad where I can watch back my like combine training and stuff. I realized why I wasn't drafted anymore. I did not look very good. I did not have a good, I took it very personally at the time. I thought it was amazing. And I look back, I'm like, oh my God, like that's what I really looked like. But I digress. The feelings of rejection or not getting what you expect, failure, whatever you want to call it, falling short.
Falling short. I like that better than failure. Falling short of the mark.
I think that at the end of the day, there's been a common theme amongst being undrafted or not getting re-signed or failing, falling short. I was looking for some sort of external validation pretty much every single time. I wanted somebody to say, you're good enough because we're going to give you this contract. Or, you know, at the end of the day, like, the NFL is a result-based industry. I live and breathe by the film that I put out, and that's who I am, employee number 30. And through those lessons, when you fall short, taking ownership of it and not shying away from the feedback and saying, okay, that's somebody's opinion, right, wrong, or indifferent, I have control of my response. I don't really need that external validation. I need some internal conviction on how I'm going to prove myself right, my family right, the people that believe in me right. I think it's always come back to that fight of chasing external validation versus believing in internal conviction. And once I live in a place of internal conviction, that internal purpose, that purpose statement, that why, a lot of those external validating things end up popping up.
So take me back to 21-year-old Alec, though. Somebody in your life had to have tried to help you through that. Because our audience are parents of teenagers. And so many of our listeners have teenagers who are just obsessed with performance, obsessed with reaching that mark. And they're trying to help them through it and shape a mindset that's a little bit more healthy. So who was it that helped you through that or got you to a point where you had your aha moment? Like, what did they say that stuck with you that led you to here, to 29-year-old Alec?
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. The social media world nowadays, everyone sees results. We all see results, right? We're all being evaluated. We're all being tested every second of every day. And that can be tiring. It can be draining. It can be exhausting. It can lead to burnout. I think the consistent messaging and communication, like, I did have an aha moment with a guy named Steve. He was an FCA director in college. But the reason it resonated so deeply with me was because I had so many teaching and coaching points along the way. Nobody was holding my hand through it, giving me all the answers. I had to struggle and internally, like, learn it myself on my own timeline. So
Layered.
It's layered, and like, it happens, everyone's journey happens at different times. Like, some people peak at the age of 15, and some people peak at the age of 55, and some people peak at the age of 75 when it comes to results. Like, you never really know when the you're going to bear the fruits of your labor, or as a parent, when you're allowing your kid to go through it and struggle and internalize it. And you're supporting along the way, but you're not holding your hand all the way through things. You're not baby steps all the way, like, let them fall, let them fail, let them struggle, let them fall short a few times and pick themselves back up. Now, be there for encouragement and support and framing and perspective and all of that. But, man, at the end of the day, if that consistent encouragement and support is there in your own way, in your own relationship, eventually all of those moments are going to mean something at one point.
Right.
But nobody can
predict when that moment's going to be.
You have to consistently go through it. It's the
It's a journey.
epitome of delayed gratification when it comes to encouragement, teaching, mentoring, parenting.
Got it. Wow, that was a great answer.
I've always told myself, like, you can't succeed without failure. Failure is the steps to success. You can't get there if you don't know what failure feels like. And when you're trying to prove yourself to people, I mean, I know there's a lot of pressure from, like, social media and things like that. How do you not burn out?
How do we not burn out?
From, like, trying to prove yourself to all these people, all these things that you have watching, you know?
How do you not burn out? Inquiring minds want to know. Asking for a friend.
Yeah, right? For this table specifically, or maybe not specifically. Sitting down and journaling a lot. I journal a lot when things are hard. When I'm trying to do things the right way, live the right way. And it almost always comes down to that why and that purpose statement. And I would challenge everybody, like, who's listening here, think about your favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
Think about your favorite book that you've ever read, maybe your favorite movie, favorite speech you've ever heard. Ask yourself, why do you resonate with it so much? Why do you love the movie Remember the Titans? It's like, man, because, you know, it's a collection of people, whatever it is, my favorite song. Why do I love the lyrics so much? What about that beat do I love so much? If you're jotting things down about all of your favorite things that make you feel just like you, and there's some sort of common theme there, that might get you along the track of what that purpose statement might be.
Right.
And over time, over prayer, over meditation, whatever it is, that purpose statement, that internal my why, will help with all burnout. Like, if I'm struggling, whatever, eventually it leads back to, why am I doing what I'm doing? And if you can answer that convictedly, internally, without anybody trying to prove anybody right or wrong, I feel like that's where the sustained motivation, the sustained discipline, the sustained journey that you're going on means something bigger than just yourself. And that eliminates burnout, in my mind.
Nice. So let's say you've lost a game on the field. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from losing?
Been doing it a lot recently, unfortunately. I think that one of the biggest lessons of losing is that the preparation and the hard work and doing everything the right way gives yourself a chance to have success. Doesn't guarantee it. Does not guarantee it.
Right.
And over time, if you continue to improve, intentionally pivot, find new ways to grow, new ways to bring people along with you, the losses will mean something. You can make those losses purposeful in the long run because you're constantly elevating, you're constantly improving, you're constantly growing. And when that success comes, you'll have earned it. And it won't be this roller coaster of emotion of like, I did it and now I can just rest on my laurels, because that's not what you did it for in the first place, right? You did it for a why. You've prepared, you've built these habits, you've built this discipline, so you've kind of paid your success tax.
Right.
The losses have allowed you to endure and learn and grow, and it hasn't discouraged you from the overall mission. So the losses can lead you to future success where it can be greater than what you've ever dreamed of.
Personal question, because you live your life in a fishbowl right now. Right now, you're in a fishbowl.
Yeah.
How do you determine, and this is, it'll come full circle, how do you determine what to share publicly and what to keep privately? Privately, is that even grammatically correct?
Yeah.
Share publicly or what's private? How do you make that determination for your family?
I think conversation eliminates a lot of gray. Having real conversations with family about what can be public or what should be staying private. But at the end of the day, like, if you can't share something publicly, you're living in the dark. Like, it's going to come to light eventually, somehow, some way. And so I think, we talked about social media day and age results. We are very isolated as a group now. I saw something that was like, man, we used to pay or like stay up until 11 p.m. so we could have unlimited call and text, right?
Yes,
and now
yes,
we
yes,
all
yes.
pay for it and nobody uses it.
Do you remember that?
I don't
You had to
even.
pay yeah.
No.
You had to it was a certain time of day when you could have unlimited texts or calls, like when everybody else was sleeping, 11 p.m. So you had to
Oh.
stay up that late so that you could get that. But now it's like a common thing, you just get unlimited.
So we can call or text or communicate with anybody. And I think that's the ultimate bridge builder between people. Once you see things in a certain perspective, you share that conversation, then you eliminate gray of what can I share publicly, what can I share privately, because we're talking, because we have the conversations, because there is dialogue, because, I didn't really like how you said that, and this is how it made me feel. And you actually have conversations instead of, what's up, what was for dinner, right? Like you're actually digging deep into who you're around, who you care about, and what family is.
So I know we were talking about like sharing publicly and privately, and that mostly has to do with social media. So how do you take breaks from social media? How does it not mess with your head?
I don't have very much social media on my phone currently.
Good.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like, what are you consuming, right? Like visually, audio, that impacts the way that you move. Like I remember playing a lot of video games in college and young professional, like Call of Duty. I'd play Call of Duty all the time with my boys. Great communication, right? Like we're up late during COVID, like playing video games, but I was a lot more combative how I talked to people, how I thought, how my conversations were, because I was playing this game that is very combative and short, snippy conversation. You need to get directly to the point and very
bullet points.
Bullet points. And now it's like, okay, with all the algorithms that are out there, whatever you are seeing, mindlessly or not, consciously or subconsciously, is impacting the way that you think, the way that you talk, the way that you live your life. So I think everything that I'm doing is trying to be very intentional, consciously and subconsciously, to make sure that I'm consuming positive, encouraging, meaningful, purposeful content for whatever I'm trying to do in life to inspire belief.
You just answered my next question. My next question was, if you were giving advice to a parent on how to help their child set a healthy mindset, what would that advice be? And you could really segue that last answer into this question, which is focus on what is good, focus on what is true, focus on what is positive and worthy of focusing on.
Oh, I'd pebble the heck out of my kids with like positive mindset stuff.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. Like I wouldn't shy away from like, hey, you got 15 minutes on Instagram. I would send my kids like Instagram reels of things that I think we might have talked about. Maybe it's cool dog videos, whatever it is.
Yes.
But like that little by little, the algorithm,
their algorithm.
the algorithm might just, so there might be like a little ulterior motive there. But at the end of the day, it makes the scrolling and the social media a little bit more connective. And that's what it was all about at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Being able to connect this world that is a small world
Yes.
and really understand how small it is and how more similar and alike we all really are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even have social media. Actually, I kind of agree with you on the fact that like you don't have a lot of it on your phone. I think that it's really important to not be influenced by the best of people and because that's all you see on social media. You see the best of people. You don't see what's going on that's bad in their life or something that's happening with them. You don't know. They're just showing you the best version of themselves.
Highlight reel. They're showing you their highlight reel.
Yeah. So it's important to like stay true to yourself and know like really where you are in life at that moment.
Agree.
Absolutely. Comparison's the thief of joy.
Good.
What do you want kids my age to know about success? The stuff that nobody does post on Instagram.
Success is hard work. Success is waking up early, staying late, doing the extra, not looking cool, doing what you love to do because you just love it and you don't have to have an explanation for anybody else. Success is purposeful. Success is meaningful. Success is real. Success is having conversations with the people that you care about and bringing them along and sharing perspective and building real rapport with people. It doesn't look all glitzy and glamoury. It's a lot of the hard work, but it doesn't really feel like work. You know what I'm saying? Like It doesn't really feel like, oh, I have to sacrifice. I have to give up this so I can get this. It's like, no, you just want to do that. And I think true success is knowing who you really are and not apologizing to anybody for it.
Yeah.
Gosh, there's so many. You're dropping so many sound bites. It's like quote after quote after quote. I love it. You have one more?
If you could talk to your 16-year-old self, what would you say?
I have this. So I wrote a book, right? I wrote a book. I tore my ACL about a few years ago.
This is an old book, and I've missed it.
It's a few years old now. I'll get you a copy.
Okay.
Wow.
We'll get you on Amazon. We'll get it shipped over.
Nice.
What's the name of the book?
It's called The 7 Crucibles.
Okay.
Did you write the book or did you ghostwrite the book?
I wrote the book.
Really?
So it was like basically the process is very similar to podcasting. Like I had all these thoughts. I was journaling quite a bit because I was on the training table. I couldn't practice.
Right.
And I started reading a lot of self-help books, a lot of stoicism books by Ryan Holiday, a lot of other athletes that have written books. And I was like, okay, self-help, therapeutic stuff, different philosophies, they're all saying what my coaches have been saying in the football field. Like, all the answers to the test are in these books. So I'm journaling about it. I'm like, why don't I write a book? Like, while I'm going through this, so that I get the real emotions, the raw kind of feelings all out on a piece of paper, help me stay accountable and consistent. But then also bringing back purpose might help other people to inspire them to believe in the best version of themselves.
Yeah.
The quote that I put at the very beginning of the book, the dedication, was to all the kids that are trying to be perfect. Stop trying to be perfect. Be great. Those are two very different things. And I feel like that was basically to my 16-year-old self at the
Yeah.
moment.
You don't have to be the best version of yourself. I mean, no, you do have to be the best version of yourself. It's not about being perfect.
Correct. And I felt like that perfectionism has always handcuffed me from being my best. Being at your best is much different than being perfect. So that's what I tell my 16-year-old self, and that's what I told anybody that dedicated or read the 7 Crucibles.
7 Crucibles. I'm going to find it.
Game plan of overcoming
I'm going to
adversity
find
in
it. I'm
your
going to put it in
life.
front of you and say, sign this.
Yeah, you got it.
I can't wait to read it. That's one of my goals, to write a book, and time blocking that out. That's really difficult.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't?
It really wasn't. 20-minute, however long you have to drive in your car, I kind of did a reverse outline, figured out the chapters I wanted to write, and I talked to text, like a podcast, and I just talked on my way to work every day for a couple months. And then you transcribe that, get an editor, figure it out, get out to a publisher, and there you go.
That was one of my goals. I wanted to write. I'm doing a keynote in March, and a little TED Talk keynote. And I wanted to have a book in March, and it's just not happening. Got any advice for me? That's not
Talk
on the
it out.
list. It's not on the list. So I
Talk it
use
out.
my commute time to talk to text. I'm going to
Yep.
try it, and then I'm going to send you a copy.
I love it.
I'll sign it.
Yeah,
send
I was
you a
going to
copy.
say, yeah, you
Sign
need to sign it.
All right. So we have. I cannot thank you enough for the time that you carved out to be with us today. Tell our listeners how they can follow your work, because your work is more than your game. So how can they plug in and follow your true work that you're doing outside of the football field? Not that I shouldn't have said true work. We should but your other work. How can
Yeah.
they follow you?
Yeah, I love it. My work is all on alecingold.com. Keep it simple. You'll see football stuff there, foundation work, all the stuff we're doing. Children's Harbor is up there. Special plug there. You get the book, a lot of mindset stuff there for anybody that's interested in that. So all in one place, alecingold.com.
You're writing another book? Maybe.
If we
Don't
do
be
something
ruining my
special,
release. Don't ruin my release.
We'll stagger the release out so that I don't step on your toes.
All right. Thank you so much. Do you have any other questions for
Just
him?
one last question.
Okay.
If you had any go-to motivational quote, what would it be?
So I have these quote cards. Sugar Boo Company has these quote cards, and one quote a day. One has been up in my locker for a really long time because it hit pretty hard, by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Said, don't be pushed by your problems, be led by your dreams.
Wow.
Don't be pushed
Never
by your
heard that.
problems, be led by your dreams. And I feel like we all have problems in life. Everyone has issues,
Of course.
right? If that's getting you on the hamster wheel to run away from something that's scary, you're going to burn out. If you're being led by something, a North Star, your purpose, your dream, that's going to help you finish the race the way you want to.
And with that, thank you. Thank you this was a huge amount of time. I really appreciate you being here. And thank you for sticking with us to the end. If this resonated with you, please subscribe. It really helps us out. Subscribe to our channel. Share this with someone who needs to hear about mindset, and have a great week. We'll see you next time on This Is Now Parenting Teens Today.